And welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Live coverage of high school softball coming your way here on the Region Sports Network. Live from Lake Central High School as the Crown Point Bulldogs are in to take on the Lake Central Indians. I'm Chris Ramirez. I'll have the play-by-play. And the guy to my left is the looter, the de-icer, Dave Lutz, joining me on color commentary. What's going on, Dave?
It's turned into a great day for softball. Let's play 2 today, or is it too late already?
Well, we're going to get this one in, it looks like, despite what would turn out to be an hour-long or so delay due to lightning which hit the area. But now it's all sunshine here, Dave, so we should be good to go.
Yeah, Lake Central, they do a good job getting the field ready. This year, there was 2 games they pushed back on time, so they really like to get in the games, early in the season, late March, early April. Some games are just completely washed out, so we will get this one in.
Let's take a look at our Economy first pitch forecast here for today, brought to you by Economy Heating, Electric, and Cooling. And right now it is 72 degrees here in St. John. Wind out of the west-southwest at 10 miles an hour. Right now that means it's blowing out over the right field fence. And it looks like all clear for the rest of the evening. So the forecast from earlier, Dave, which was doom and gloom, has changed to bright and clear the rest of the way.
Yeah, sometimes Northwest Indiana, you never know, but skies look good. We're definitely playing ball today.
Thank you to Economy Heating, Cooling, and Electric. As you can hear the wind kicking up here, the second meeting between these two teams on the season. Lake Central just amazing so far, 17 in the country in one poll. I believe that's Max Preps. Number 8 in the country in the USA Today poll, coming off a victory yesterday over Hanover Central. And what can you say about these Lady Bulldogs? Underrated, underlooked at all season, but what a year they've had so far.
I'm not sure if Lake Central's ever underrated them, but Lake Central beat them 4-2 in the first outing.
And I believe it's time for our national anthem.
You gotta be kidding me.
All right, welcome back, everybody. That was our national anthem. We are just about set for softball here. Lake Central in the dugout to our left down the third baseline. Crown Point in the dugout to our right down the first baseline. We've got Zach Miller with us, Mike Dewan, and Joey Heinrich, all handling production details. We got the wind howling up here. We'll try to see if we can do something about that. Those things blow around pretty good. But like I said, it's a south-southwest wind, west-southwest. So it's coming in behind us over our left shoulder here, blowing out definitely over the right field wall, Dave. So you get a ball in the air, could get some help going that way.
Well, Crown Point got 4 balls in the air against Penn last week. This game would be a great game besides. Crown Point's 7-2 win over Penn last week, but that was awful impressive. Penn, one of the best teams in the state. A team, it's one game at a time, but it's a team down the road that both these teams would probably look at to face.
Yeah, Crown Point's also beaten Andrean this year, who is number 1 in 2A. I believe they still are number 1 in 2A despite that loss. So both teams here pretty well battle-tested.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Obviously, Lake Central, credential-wise, undefeated, 1 in the state, as high as 8 in the country. 3 Division I signees already. Two of those players are just juniors. And but you talk about maybe Crown Point overlooked a little bit. That's a talented team. I expect this to be a great game.
Yeah, so do I. It's always good when these two teams get together, the two biggest schools in Northwest Indiana. You know there's going to be a lot of talent displayed. There's going to be a big crowd, an active crowd. We've got that here today despite the delay and everything. So, yeah, it should be a fun one. We are addressing some technical issues that have arose here during the delay. We'll do our best to keep those to a minimum for you. We'll go ahead and give you the Crown Point starting lineup, the batting order, Dave, starting with.
Yeah, leading off, stepping in right now is Crown Point pitcher Lexi Smith. As we hit the first pitch. Batting second, playing center, Scarlett Techman. At first, Ashlyn Kita. Batting fourth, Lexi Howard at third. Playing left, Nevaeh Rangel. Molly Scott will be playing second base.
Here's the pitch.
Nice off-speed pitch with lots of movement there by Calderera. Colleen Peart will be the designated player. Chloe Wetz and Sam Franson.
There's a pitch popped up back this way, out of play. Doink, you can hear it hit the roof. We'll take a look at the Lake Central defensive alignment. It's Lexi Iwema, Jolie Adams, and Bree Bracken in the outfield, left, center, and right. Kate Renchin, Taylor Schaefer, Michaela Van Vossen, and Maddie Bickle are the infielders. Third around to first. Sophia Calderero is in the circle, and she's throwing it to Izzy Kalinsky behind the plate. Popped up, left field, routine for Iwema. That'll be the first out of the ball game.
Always good to get that first out, of course, by any team. But the way Crown Point's been hitting, it may be extra important there to get one down.
Now it's Scarlett Tetman is the hitter now, a left-hander for Crown Point. The Bulldogs are coached by Angie Funston-Richwalski, the former Indian. Not sure. Were her and Yvette Tovar, were they teammates back in the day, do you recall?
And they had so many good
They're
teams
right around
back
that.
then.
Yeah, they're both right around that same time. Speaking of that era, Brooke Baker's in the house, and Brooke has mentioned she may come up and say hello and grab the mic for a minute or two. Ground ball. Second baseman has it. Quick throw over to first in time. Michaela Van Vossen and Maddie Bickle put that down 4-3 in the book, Dave. We've got two down.
Yeah, that's great recognition by Van Vossen that you have no time there. You got a two-hitter that's slapping. Let's assume she's fast, and let's get rid of it quick. She did exactly that. Yeah, Ashlyn Keaton. Now this is a power hitter for Crown Point, but she wasn't one of the 4 homers against Penn.
There's a pitch that misses outside from Calderero.
But does she have some movement on that pitch? It's not coming in so fast necessarily. She spots it so well though.
Here's the 1-0. Calderero has the pitch she wants. Swung on and missed. NIPSCO is proud to be powering the youth of Northern Indiana. NIPSCO is wishing its Northern Indiana high schools a safe and competitive season while displaying sportsmanship on and off the field. There's a pitch popped up. Catcher doesn't see it. Pitcher comes in out of the circle and makes the catch. Calderero for the third out. 1-2-3, nothing across. We'll go to the bottom of the first. No score at Lake Central here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Lake Central High School, everybody. Softball is on the docket today. Crown Point and Lake Central going at it, two of the best around. About 7,000 students between these two schools combined, Dave. There's going to be some talent on the diamond, you can be assured of that.
It usually attributes to that. The Lake Central football always amazed me how for so many stretch of years they struggle to win games after being a big powerhouse.
And not a problem for the softball program at all. Not a problem with 3 state champions under their belt in their history. Crown Point also has one. All right, who we got coming up here, Dave?
We got third baseman Kate Renshin leading off. Jolie Adams in center will be second. Michaela Van Vossen as first pitch.
Shows bunt, pulls it back, takes strike one.
In the cleanup spot, Taylor Schaefer at short, designated player Jesse Del Toro. Izzy Kalinsky is catching, batting next. Lexi Iwema in left. Maddie Bickle at first. Bree Bracken in right field.
There's the pitch upstairs for a ball.
Renshin, I would say, is a threat on the bases as she has set single season and career Lake Central stolen base records.
Ground ball past the pitcher, over to second, picked up, throws to first in time. Molly Scott to Ashlyn Keita, another 4-3 put out in the book.
Up to bat, number 30.
I think, did Smith nick that with her glove? That might have ricocheted a little bit towards second. I thought she might have touched it, which with Renshin running, you can't move in one direction very far or else she's going to be safe. But nice play.
Jolie Adams, the center fielder, now steps in. She takes ball one. That's outside and low for ball two. Give you the Crown Point defensive alignment. Navia Rangel, Scarlett Tetman, Sam Dunlop are the outfielders, left, center, and right. Lexi Howard, Chloe Wentz, Molly Scott, and Ashlyn Key to play the infield from third to first, with Lexi Smith in the circle, throwing it to Sam Franson, who's behind the plate tonight, for Angie Richwalski and the Crown Point Lady Bulldogs.
Adams, a senior here, will continue her career at Auburn University. One of the 3 Division I players that, like, the other 2 are juniors.
There's a pitch, ground ball, perfect hop to the shortstop, throws over to first, nice stretch, 2 out in the inning now, as Adams is retired, and that'll bring up
to bat, number 17, Michaela Van Vossen.
That'll bring up Michaela Van Vossen, the second baseman in today's ball game.
You would think, Adam, it's Sunday with that hop that shortstop got.
Boy, that was
Sunday
perfect,
hop.
wasn't it?
So slap hit, 1 hop right to the shortstop. Wentz.
Dave, you mentioned, and we'll talk about them throughout the day, but a number of players going on to play college softball after their high school career is done. So point that out anytime you get the opportunity. There's a pitch that misses outside. For instance, our next hitter, Taylor Schaefer, in the on-deck circle. She's going to be spending some time in Columbus, Ohio. Here's the 1-1. That's outside, 2-1.
I'm not sure if there's a scouting report to pitch Van Vossen outside all 3 pitches, either on the corner or well off the corner.
Wanting her to go the other way, and you do see the outfield, as we can see it from here, the outfield shaded over the center fielder to the left field side of second base. The gap really is in right center if she can pull one.
Is this where you slam one inside now?
Oh, that one doesn't take a perfect hop. It's going to go off the shortstop's glove. That's going to be an E6, and we'll have our first base runner of the game.
Up to bat, number 23, Taylor Schaefer.
And this is how you get hurt if you're a Lake Central opponent. You got them down 2 out, a routine ground ball gets you out of the inning. Instead, you got the Ohio State commit coming up.
For sure, and that pitch drifted over the plate. I'm not sure if she was going outside again, but it drifted right into the wheelhouse.
Schaefer digs in, Smith brings the pitch outside. Runner with a good lead at first, but doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, Schaefer just a junior, but will be attending Ohio State in a couple of seasons and play softball there.
1 ball, no strikes, 1 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch, runner goes. There's not going to be a throw. She'll dive in safely.
Heck of a jump by Van Vossen.
Yeah, there was no play on that at all. She had that base stolen from the first step. Taylor now back in the box. Smith is ready. Here's the pitch. Outside corner. Great pitch there by Lexi Smith. Count goes to 1-2.
She'll call time with 2 strikes, as she does every at bat. She gets 2 strikes.
You've noticed this before, huh?
Yeah.
What's she doing? Messing with the pitcher a little? What's the strategy behind that, Dave?
Just
getting herself ready?
A different rhythm. Just get into a different rhythm.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to third. Long throw across the diamond in time to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. We're going to go to the second. No score. It's game day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Number 11, Lexi Howard.
Welcome back, everybody. We're in the second inning. We're back here live, no score, top of the second. Dave Lutz with yours truly, Chris Ramirez at Lake Central High School. A matchup of the 2 big schools in Northwest Indiana. There's a ground ball. Maddie Bickle has it. Pitches to the second baseman covering. That's Van Vossen for the out. So instead of a 4-3, Dave, that's a 3-4 put out.
And it looked like that could have been some danger with the spin on the ball, but apparently very well played.
Sophia Calderero in the circle. She's pitching it to Izzy Kalinsky behind the plate. Kate Wrenchen, Taylor Schaefer, Michaela Van Vossen, and Maddie Bickle are the Indian infielders from third to first. Fly ball deep down the left field line, way back, off the 216 sign, and it's going to roll back towards the infield. It's going to be a stand-up double for the left fielder, Navia Rangel. Quite a shot. Just missed going over the fence, Dave, by about 1.5 feet.
Yeah, she's been in a nice groove. She blasted a homer against Penn last week. And I don't know, a few feet from a homer there, 4 or 5 feet from a home run right there.
I thought it hit the 216 sign. I could be wrong, but
that's a big sign.
I believe it. I believe the whole field is symmetrical at 216. I know it is down the right field line because it says so. There's a bunt. We got Molly Scott, the second baseman, up here, trying to bunt that runner over to third. Crown Point looking to draw first blood here. No balls, 1 strike. It's another bunt. Try to get it up the third base line, but it goes foul. 0-2 now.
interesting. They're going small ball here this early. Lexi Smith looked pretty good in that first inning. Maybe they're expecting a low-scoring game and a 1-0 lead. Well, they're enticing early.
There is one out in the inning, so I'm wondering if it's more bunt for a hit or bunt for a sacrifice. I'm not quite sure. There's a little pop-up into the left field. Left fielder's going to come over and make the catch. 2 out now in the inning.
Up to bat, number 23.
And that'll bring up Corinne Pert, not Corinne, it would be Corinne. Let me get it right, Dave. When I get it wrong, you jump in and you help me out here, okay? You're our name pronunciation guy. That way when parents call and say you screwed it up, I'll tell them, well, that's Dave for you. Fly ball, foul, out of play left field. Wonder how many balls they lose over the fence. That one didn't quite go over, but quite a few. Did the neighbors throw them back, or sometimes? Oh, they have something to throw a little kid over the fence? Yep, that's right. That's what freshmen are for. No balls, 1 strike, 1 on. There are 2 out in the inning. Top half of the second. Here's the pitch. Woo, swung on and missed. A little late movement on that pitch, Dave.
Yeah, Calderera, and it's a great weapon to have that, but also with the freshman Maddie Such thrown in the low to mid 60s, it's a great 1-2 combo on this team.
Swung on and missed, almost the same pitch 2 times in a row. So that'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score between Lake Central and Crown Point. You're watching Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Save for a healthy tomorrow with an HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for healthcare expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently at 2.27% APY. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
We're back live here at Lake Central High School. No score as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Jesse Del Toro is the hitter. Pitch outside for a ball.
Smith seems to be working every batter away. Very few inside pitches, so that's something they scouted, something they got their defense adjusted to.
We'll reset the defense for Crown Point in a moment. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Nevaeh Rengel, Scarlett Tetman, Sam Dunlop. Dunlop left, center, and right. Lexi Howard, Chloe Wentz, Molly Scott, and Ashlyn Kita are your infielders from third base to first base, with Lexi Smith in the circle, selling it. How about throwing it to Sam Franson?
Well, she's trying to sell some of those
she is.
Yep. Pitches.
I'm trying to sell this broadcast.
That's not inaccurate. That's a
pitch swung on and missed. That'll make the count now full at 3-2.
Smith's not overpowering speed-wise, but she hits her spots really well. It makes it very tough on a hitter.
Good crowd here today. I don't know if they've got quite as many people as they did yesterday, though. A great crowd out here yesterday, but no rain was impeding anybody's schedule yesterday. Today we're about an hour behind.
Yeah, I made a
I
comment.
do see, actually, there are people lined up. I don't know, maybe there's something else going on over there. I don't know if those are softball or what is going on down there. Oh, conference track meet, okay.
Well, why am I not at that, Chris?
Yeah, because you're here. because you work for peanuts, Dave. Fly ball. There it is. Right fielder Sam Dunlop makes the catch.
Decent shot by Del Toro.
Up to bat, number 11,
Hit directly
Izzy
at Dunlap.
Kolinsky.
Izzy Kolinsky, the catcher, steps up to the plate now. I want to recognize our sponsors, including the Athletic Performance Factory, located at 3150 45th Street in Highland. What is famous about that address, Dave? Can you tell me?
Well, there's been other health clubs. Gators back in the day, I believe, was in that building.
That's not what makes it famous, though. Here's the pitch. Check swing, ground ball to short, throws over to first in time. That's Chloe Wentz to Ashlyn Kita. That'll go down as a 6-3 in the book. 2 out now. With the hitter Lexi Iwema coming up.
16, Lexi Iwema.
Iwema's had a game this year where it was a few weeks ago. I might say it was against Portage, but I might be mistaken, where she hit 2 home runs in the same inning.
Is that right? That's quite an inning for anybody to have. Her dad's Todd Iwema. Her mom is Leslie Iwema, Leslie Rossa Iwema, star athlete in her day here at Lake Central High School in a couple of sports, if I remember right. Lake Central won a state softball title. Was it 92? 92. I could be wrong. My memory's not what it used to be, but I think Leslie Rossa was on that team.
It was the year after I graduated.
I got you. Okay. You're a 91 grad then.
Yes.
3 balls now, no strikes to Iwinski.
Iwema.
Iwema, I'm sorry. I'm
No.
combining my names here. Kolinsky and Iwema. That's ball 4. Lake Central has a 2-out base runner,
Maddie Bickle.
and that'll bring up the first baseman, Maddie Bickle.
Yeah, that ball was clearly outside, and the ump made a quick turn to that direction and took his mask off. I'm like, is he calling that a strike? He didn't.
Here's the pitch, down low for a ball. Do we have the names of our umpires available today? No, nobody got them? Okay. Well, if we do get them, we'll pass them along. The chopper to second. Bobbled, throws over to first in time. Molly Scott hung with it there. That was a tougher play than it looked. She throws over to Ashlyn Kita for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We're going to move to the bottom of the 3rd. No score here on Game Day on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Planting a tree, installing a fence, whether your project is big or small, NIPSCO reminds you to know what's below and contact 811 at least 2 full business days before doing any digging so that utility companies can mark the location of their underground lines. Contacting 811 is free and it's the law. Avoid possible penalties, costly repairs, or injuries. DIY or a pro, safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time.
And we're back here live at Lake Central High School. No scores. We move to the bottom half of the 3rd between the Indians and the Bulldogs here. The second meeting between these 2 schools. Chloe Wentz is the hitter. After the game, we've got some awards to give out, Dave, including the Crowell Insurance Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. And that award is exactly what it says it is. There's a pitch swung on and missed. That's for the star of the game.
There's plenty of awards to give.
Yep.
Star of the game and many others.
Yep. Another one, we've got actually the opposite of the star of the game. That would be the blue-collar player, the kid that's doing all the dirty work. You don't have to have the stats for that one. You just got to do the things that helps your team out. Ground ball to short, picked up, double clutch, throw to first in time for the first out of the inning. That's Schaefer over to Pickle.
Number 33, Sam Franson.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Sam Franson. Our umpires today are Jason Schuprit and Michael Mazer. Fouled off, out of play.
There's a movement on Calderero's pitches. Now that one moved in to the right-handed hitter, but she throws some of those away that they almost look like wiffle balls with that much movement.
Yeah, it's a good description. That's a real good description, Dave. I was trying to figure out what it was.
I was the king of wiffle ball, so I know my wiffle ball.
Ground ball smashed past the pitcher into center field. That's going to be a base hit for Sam Franson.
Up to bat, number 14, Lexi Smith.
And now Lexi Smith, the pitcher, will come up to the plate. We're going to have the rule runner here, it looks like. Franson, the catcher, will go back to the dugout. And Taylor Owen, is that right?
Taylor Owen.
Taylor Owen's in at first base, so some speed over there.
Now that pitch
presumably
there on the base hit up the middle, to me, was the most straight and down the middle pitch Calorero's thrown. So that might have been a missed spot or trying to sneak something fast by Franson.
And Franson hit it right back at her, so she went with the pitch.
Is
Crown
CP
Point has 2 hits now in the ball game.
Are they bunting again with 1 out?
No indication of it there as that pitch is over for a strike. Maybe if that runner was in scoring position like it was last time, the idea, I think, was to get it to third. But either way, with 1 out, you would be sacrificing your second out of the inning. Ended up being a beautiful evening for softball. Didn't start off that way, however. That's a pitch just misses low. Looks like the wind has changed a little bit to be more out of the south, so fly balls could get some help to the outfield. There's a little pop-up. Second baseman goes back and makes the catch. That's Michaela Van Vossen.
Up to bat, number 3, Scarlett Tetman.
Now the center fielder, Scarlett Tetman, steps in for Crown Point.
If that ball was a little deeper into right field, that's a really hard play for us. Probably one of the hardest plays in any baseball, softball is that infielder running back, but it was just within her reach. Techman going to be facing a 1-0 count here.
Calderero checks the wristband. There's a shot up the middle. A line drive, so they're getting their timing down, Dave. Runners now at first and second, but there are 2 out.
28, Ashlyn Kita.
But Ashlyn Kita, the big bat for Crown Point, now steps up to the plate, and that'll bring the Lake Central Indian players to a meeting in the circle here.
Yeah, beautiful hit by Techman. Just not an overswing, maybe not a straight slap, but somewhere in the middle and place it right up the middle. That's what I was always taught. If you're struggling or at any point you want to get on base, right up the middle. Beautiful shot.
That's what you were taught in your youth years as a softball player back in Highland?
Mine was for a hit because I really never struggled at the plate, but that's another story.
I understand boys played a lot of softball in Highland when they were young. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Well, that explains a lot, Dave. Here's the pitch. That misses for ball 1.
Might be the biggest at bat of the game so far. We're very early, but Kita, a good power hitter with 2 girls on.
Woo! Took something off that, did Calderero, and Kita swung right over the top of it.
That's unbelievable. That's almost like a baseball break with that.
The way it drops down like that, I know.
Unbelievable.
Yep, almost like a split finger or something. It rolls off the end of the table. Here's the pitch. A lot of movement. Boy, that ball's moving all over the place.
And it breaks early as well. It's not necessarily a late break. Maybe Bruce Suter was her great-great-grandpa, something like that. His went straight down, but hers...
Yeah, Bruce's just dropped off the table completely. That has more of an angle to it when it drops. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. And that's going to end the inning and the threat. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, still no score. On the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit
It's nasty.
All right, we're back live out here at Crown Point doing a little T-shirt giveaway between innings. There's a ground ball to short. High throw over to first. Nice stretch by the first baseman, Kita. What's the call? Out at first. Chloe Wentz to Ashlyn Kita, 6'3" in the book. That retires Bracken, and now Sofia Calderero, today's pitcher for Lake Central.
No, we'll be back at the top. Calderero won't be batting today. This will be Wrenchin.
Oh, Wrenchin, my
Yeah,
bad.
I should
Okay,
have put a
all
line there, Chris.
Thanks for pointing to that name for me, Dave. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Bottom of the 3rd, no score. Great day for softball, as it turns out. Fouled back to the screen.
Every pitch Wrenchin has faced has been on the outside corner or several inches off the outside corner. So being a lefty and as fast as she is, they want her to go the other way apparently. Third base is in with Howard.
Yeah, they're in at the corners. First base really way in. Actually, third is in pretty good too, so I guess the idea is cut the bunt off here. And she shows it anyway.
You read that one well.
That's not something I do often, read well.
A coach might not pick up squaring up that early, but certainly Chris Ramirez does.
I've got a much better view, and not only that, it's my experience in the game, Dave, that brings me to this point. So,
oh, you played fast pitch as a kid, or
no?
Softball?
We used to go to Highland and make fun of the boys playing softball, and that's where I learned the game.
Or you caught the homers, the 300-foot homers.
All the girls were hitting. Here's the pitch. Ground ball smash. Shortstop has it. Throws over to first. No throw, actually. Chloe Wentz with a nice stop, but couldn't get up in time, and the runner beats it down the line. Wrenchin was motoring up the first base line.
Number 30, Jolie Adams.
Jolie Adams now the hitter.
Not many girls would have beat that out. Wrenchin with blazing speed and obviously going to be a threat on the bases there.
Crown Point again in on the corners. And the runner goes. Here's the throw. Not going to be in time. So now with 1 out, Lake Central has a runner in scoring position.
Wrenchin will add on to her career and season-long stolen base records.
One out in the inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul down the third base side in front of the dugout there of Lake Central.
Looked like Adams might have initially squared up slightly to bunt really quickly and then swung away. Looking for a hole in that left side of the infield.
There's a pitch bunted foul.
Both teams playing a little small ball, just trying to advance runners and sneak in that one run. Usually my scorebook is quite filled up with all kinds of stuff. It's very clean today so far.
Yeah, it's been an easy game to call. Not a whole lot going on, really. Just kind of what you expected, these two battling it out one way or another. I didn't expect a whole lot of offense today. I kind of expect this to go down to the wire. Hopefully it will. Here's the 2-2. That just misses. The Lake Central fans, you can hear down there. They like that call, 3-2. Crown Point fans arguing with it.
I'm sorry, Chris. How many biggest pitches of the game will we see here in this game? Quite a few. Yep. This might be the first biggest pitch of the game.
Ground ball over to third. Throw to first in time, but the runner's going to move up from second to third now with 2 out. First runner to reach third base today. Now, Dave, what do you do there as an infielder? How do you? I mean, you're at third. You make that play, the throw across the diamond. You know the runner's coming from second to third. Is there anything you can do to prevent that?
I was watching Renshin on the base. I think she played it perfect. I think if she would have faked the throw.
Doesn't get the runner at first. There's a fly ball left field. Oh, Rangel comes on and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. A potential Proud Union home play of the game. We're going to keep it right here, Joey. We got special guest in the booth here with us. No score, end of 3 complete. And we're going to keep it in here between innings so that we can talk to the legendary Brooke Baker, Miss Brooke Baker Runyon, as she's now known, Mrs. Brooke Baker Runyon. what is it you go by? Is it Brooke Baker Runyon? Do I have that right?
Yeah, we can go with Brooke Baker Runyon.
Okay, all right. Your married name is Runyon, of course, and people might remember you here as Brooke Baker back in the day when you put on quite a show for everybody. What a career you had out here.
Thank you.
What are you doing nowadays, Brooke?
So nowadays, I was coaching at Lake Central last year, stepped down. I actually, totally not softball related, but I am a life enrichment director at a local senior living, Story Point, Cherville. So I've been there for 5 years.
Well, fantastic with that. And do you get much, are you involved much in the game of softball nowadays? Do you pay much attention or get to be involved at all?
Yeah, so head coach Yvette Tovar has been my childhood best friend since we were 6 years old, so I'm still following and supporting her as much as I was when I was coaching here. And then I also run my Monday night Baker Fast Pitch camps, and I do private lessons here and there.
Okay, well, great game we've got out here today so far. Two of the two biggest schools in Northwest Indiana going at it. Here's a fly ball center field. Jolie Adams comes on, as does the right fielder Bree Bracken, who will make the catch for the first out of the inning. What can you say about this Lake Central team, Brooke? Ranked number 8 in one of the polls nationally. That's saying quite a bit.
Yes, this is one of the most hardworking teams I've ever been a part of, and they're just full from top to bottom with talent. I mean, it's hard to even pick a starting lineup sometimes when you have this much talent in one squad. So, yeah, they got speed, they got athleticism, they can play multiple positions. They adjust when they need to, so very deserving of the rankings, and we hope that the season ends as that number 1 spot, of course.
Yeah, and certainly they are the odds-on favorite. I mean, what a year they've had so far, undefeated to this point.
Yep.
Dave, who we got up here?
Yeah, Rangel, 2-0 count.
Now, Brooke, going back to your days in high school, state champion, I believe, is it 2002? Is that right? Do I have that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. I know you got down there at least 2, maybe 3 times. Is that right?
Yeah, so we got down there 3 times. My sophomore year, it was a Final Four finish because that's how the bracket used to be. Junior year was a championship, and then my senior year, we fell short by 1 run with a runner-up title. Then the next year, after I graduated, Lake Central went back in 2004 and took the championship back home.
That's right. They're third of 3 state championships altogether and hoping to pick up that 4th one this season. After high school, Brooke, you went on and had a career at Purdue University in West Lafayette. Tell us a little bit about that, if you would, please.
Yeah, so I played under Coach Carol Bruggeman. She's now the president of the NFCA. Enjoyed my 4 years there. And I still stay pretty close in touch with some of the alumni groups and things like that there. So big Purdue fan still, too.
Yeah, I imagine.
Indians and Boilermakers, that's me.
You had to enjoy the the NCAA tournament then quite a bit, I would
Yeah,
think.
I did up to that last game.
Yep. Fly ball, well hit, left field. Lexi Iwema comes on and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And who we got coming up here, Dave?
Yeah, Molly Scott coming up with 2 outs.
Molly Scott, the second baseman for the Crown Point Bulldogs, steps in. And speaking of the Bulldogs, Angie Funston-Richwalski, Angie Funston back in high school. Was she a teammate? Were you guys at the same time, or did she come after you?
I think we overlapped for maybe a year, but we didn't play much together because I think I was a senior when she was a freshman.
Okay.
So yeah, we didn't get to play on the same squad for very much.
A lot of storied history here at Lake Central. Goes all the way back to at least the 90s with that 92 team we mentioned. But Brooke, what you did, I think, is you put softball on the front page of the newspaper for everybody in Northwest Indiana when your career came around. I mean, softball wasn't a sport that I was all that familiar with, for one thing. But when you emerged, probably, I don't know if it was your freshman year or your sophomore year, but suddenly softball was a kind of a must-see thing in Northwest Indiana. Your picture on the paper, front page of the paper every day or most days. I know we were covering it on radio and things like that. And again, I think you have to get a lot of the credit for making softball kind of where it is today, in my opinion. Sort of starts with the Brooke Baker career at Lake Central. So congratulations on everything you've done.
Thank you. I played with some great teams too because, we can't do it just one person. So I had great defense behind me, and offensively we got the job done too. So those teams were special teams in Northwest Indiana that I played with.
Absolutely, they were.
Yeah. And, head coach Yvette Tovar of Lake Central right now, she was a part of the Final Four, the state championship, and the runner-up as well. So she'd be looking to pick up her second state championship, second one, one as a coach and one as a player, if she can come away with that this year.
Boy, how often does that happen,
So,
I mean, that's got to be a pretty unique thing, and it would be really special if she can be a part of that. And the way Lake Central looks right now, we've got them, I think Max Preps has them 17 in the country, but USA Today has them number 8.
Yep.
Do you recall at all any time in history has Lake Central ever had a national ranking that you know of? Or?
So my senior year, we were ranked number 24. Never a single digit number, but yeah, number 24.
That's still some.
So number 8 has to be some history.
Yeah, definitely. That's. I mean, really, when you think about that top 10 nationally, that is almost, it's mind-boggling, really when you think about it. How do you even get to that kind of recognition?
Because you start doing the math. 50 states, and we're number 8. So, So
how do they even know about us?
We're just in this little Northwest Indiana town.
So, and what can you say? Let's talk about the facilities here, Brooke. If I remember right, you were back in your day, was back in a corner, is that right?
No, it was still here. That was always our JV field.
Okay.
It was always here on this field. However, we did not have turf, we did not have lights, and we did not have bathrooms. So, it's really built up a lot around here. The turf and the lights are huge.
Yeah, it really is something. A beautiful facility, all the way from the baseball field, the football field. Everything here with the softball field, just amazing what they've done with the facility.
Yeah.
So,
really, lights were added this year, so now they can delay games and play night games, and it's really a good thing to have.
Well, yeah,
it's softball.
But with the turf and the lights, just means so much because you don't have to worry about rain. You don't have to worry about delays with the game, and now you're getting into darkness and all of that. And how many times in the past have there been games that got suspended or got stopped or whatever the case is? But now you don't have to worry about that. And again, today's a perfect example. We got an hour late delay with the start, and depending on how long the game goes, darkness could become a factor. But now with the lights, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, last year we played Penn the first game, and we got called due to darkness, ended in a 1-1 tie in, I think, the 8th or 9th inning. So we would have gotten to finish that game out and potentially beat them, or maybe we would have taken the L, but we would have found out an ending to that game. So,
Dave, we got Brooke Baker with us here. Brooke Baker, Runyon, would you like to join us here?
I don't really have a question, but maybe just a comment. I was thinking about this the other day of... You hear the expression, I would pay the price of admission just to see a certain player, and I kind of was thinking of the Hanover Central player, Gabby Comilla, who's going to Florida next year, plays for Hanover, almost like a next-level talent. But Brooke Baker was one of those players. I remember when you were warming up before you ever entered as a freshman, and I heard the pop of the catcher's glove. I don't know if you remember, Chris, I wrote an article about her and the Mitchell girl.
Yeah, Katie Mitchell.
Katie Mitchell both went to Purdue, correct?
Yes.
And I think you cut out most of the article because I'm not a writer, but I remember the pop of the catcher's glove.
Well, we just kept the truth in.
As you were a freshman, and you literally turned heads like, what's that noise? obviously you threw hard and had a great career. So
I
congrats
appreciate
on
that.
all of that.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you.
Well, Brooke, we're going to get back to play-by-play,
All right.
but I want to thank you for coming up and joining us. You look
right.
good in Region Sports
Yeah,
Blue,
Region
by the way. It's a
Sports
natural
Blue.
color for you. So
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you for coming up, and good luck to you with everything. Brooke Baker, everybody, the greatest of the great at Lake Central, in my opinion, and there have been a lot of great ones through the years.
We got Taylor Schaefer leading off by hitting cleanup here with an 0-1 count. And something in her eye.
And again, Dave, I mentioned that, to me, my awareness of softball started with Brooke Baker. I know there was some great softball around here before that. You'd look at that Maryville team with Leslie Malarich and all of that in '97 and, some others. So I don't want to, it's that, with Brooke, it's not necessarily where it all started, but it definitely did for me. And I think a lot of other people, she sort of brought softball into the mainstream.
Oh, I mean, it was can't miss. I mean, if you were going to a game to see her pitch, and Malarich was before her. And then Mel Dumazic at Whiting came a little later, but a great 2-3 decades worth of players
That was a nice run there, And really, it's kind of still going on when you think about it. Taylor Schaefer fouls it down the left field line.
As you say, I grew up playing fast pitch softball. Taylor Schaefer grew up playing hardball. I believe there might have been one other female in the whole league, but she grew up playing hardball and switched over to softball 2 years before she entered high school.
Is that right? She played
hardball all the years growing up until 2 years before her freshman year at Lake Central, where she did go back to play softball.
There's a pitch outside. So she did things sort of the opposite of what you did then, Dave.
Absolutely. And I had asked her before if the adjustment of it, and I thought it'd be a major adjustment. I mean, just looking at the release point from a pitcher, how many feet is it different from a hardball? And she's one of the hardest working girls I've ever seen play, and adjusted very quickly, obviously.
Yeah, quite a player, and headed to Ohio State University. Ground ball. Another perfect hop for the shortstop. She throws over to retire Schaefer. 6-3 in the book. We're going to bring Mike Dewan in next inning. Mike's going to wear the headset with you, Dave. Go easy on the kid, all right?
You got a kid?
We're breaking him in. Going to break him in a 0-0 tie between Lake Central and Crown Point. Popped up, second baseman reaches up and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. I mentioned awards. We never got around to all of them. We've got the Crowell Insurance Lantern Man Superhero, and so far one has not emerged. We've got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. That's the hard worker, the player getting the dirty uniform or doing the little things to help their team win. We've also got the Best Hands in the Business Play of the Game. That could be a defensive play. Have we seen anything like that yet, Dave?
I do have Rangel in left field making that one great catch.
I do have
that marked.
Yep. And that was the 2-out catch, if I remember right, with runners in scoring position, correct?
That sounds right.
So definitely a big play indeed.
Lexi Smith, both pitchers throwing gems, but what a great job by Lexi Smith. We're talking about keeping the number one team in the state off balance and in check.
Ground ball, shortstop has it, throws over to first for another 6-3 put out, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We're through 4, no score. Here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Region Sports Network coverage of Region Softball on the internet at facebook.com/regionsports, youtube.com/regionsports, and regionsports.com. I'm Mike Dewan, now stepping in for Chris Ramirez. We got a 0-0 ball game, Dave. This is a pitcher's duel, as they say. What have we seen so far through now we're top of 5?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm a little surprised, no runs. I have Crown Point down for 4 hits and Lake Central for 1. 2 very good pitchers, but also 2 very good hitting teams, and pitchers have dominated.
I mean, it's just the way it's been so far. And, again, it's who's going to plate one first, it feels like here. This game's been moving by, again, pretty quickly. Again, these pitchers have been dominant, and it's been a fantastic showing so far. Let's see who we got up here.
Yeah, we got Chloe Wentz.
And we got Calderar out there, first pitch strike. Again, she works quick. We've done plenty of LC games, and she doesn't mess around. She tries to get ahead of the count and gets going. Another swing and a miss there, and just like that, it's 0-2.
So hard to figure out what she's going to throw. Neither pitcher, I would say, is a really hard pitcher. They hit their spots, and Calderar has great movement on her pitches.
They just have that stuff. Again, and they make batters anxious, especially in a game like this. That'll be just outside there for ball 1.
Just a wicked curve. I mean, we have the perfect angle, I believe, to see that curve. It's unbelievable how much it breaks.
Yeah, I was out there with my cameraman who's on the patio, and I kind of had a side view, but now that I'm head on looking at this, those are tough pitches. That's going to fall away, another souvenir for a fan, but again, going back to these pitchers, again, I think they faced in their first meeting. That was a 3-1 Lake Central win, but again, here, Crown Point's really hanging into the 5th inning. They're battling, and again, they got to work out tough at bats like they're doing now. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's going to hit hard to center. Jolie Adams out there, and that's going to be out number 1 for the Indians.
And even that pitch had a late break. It was over the plate a little bit high, but even had a little bit of break at the end.
Again, just that little break, kind of that little wiggle as it's crossing plate. It could change, how the ball gets off the bat so much. And again, she keeps mowing them down.
We got Franson stepping in with 1 out.
Swing and a miss there. Another first pitch strike. Samara Franson, the senior catcher, looking to get something going for the Dogs here. Here comes the 0-1. Just nicked the corner, got it for strike 2.
Hard to see what he was going to call. It sounded like he said strike, but they put that signal up so late sometimes.
I know. They really keep us suspenseful up here in the booth a little bit. You gotta listen for that strike call. And got her leaning out in front. Little break at the end of the plate, and that's going to be strike 3. 2 outs here for the Indians.
Yeah, another great curveball. I'm not sure exactly what she calls that pitch. But you know what's a dangerous weapon for Lake Central? Crown Point has 2 other really good pitchers with on the bench right now with Steinberg and Leitzer. But I think they all throw about the same speed. There's not a big difference.
And again, we don't see too much action in the pen. Here's the first pitch. That's going to nick the corner again for strike 1.
But now you have Lake Central freshman Maddie Such either starts or enters games, and now she's throwing low to mid-60s, which is a whole different look that Crown Point would get if she comes in.
It's going to be outside. It's just a 2-headed beast from what I hear. It's why they're so successful. Again, what are they, 25-0? They're unblemished up to this point, and it's a 2-headed beast, 2 different speeds, 2 different pitchers, but they give everybody problems. Here comes the 1-1. Popped up, and a souvenir for someone. Foul ball here, 1-2 the count.
Lexi Smith trying to help herself get a run. And on the hill, she's pitching a gem as well. But it'll be interesting if we see relievers in this game. And as I speak, I assume that's Maddie Such warming up. I don't know if they've ever went to a third pitcher this season, not in any games I've been at.
It's again, it's going to be very interesting to see. Again, hopefully they don't have that problem, but got a long way to go. That's a close one there. Good take there, 2-2 there. Just missed the outside again. She's kind of peppering that, that outside part of the plate, but the ump called the ball there. 2-2 comebacker up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Crown Point. And hopefully the start of a 2-out rally here for the Dogs. That's their 5th hit of the game to LC's 1.
Yeah, Smith, excellent hitter, and again picked on one that was right over the plate. And Colorado doesn't throw many right over the plate, so you have to take advantage of those if you want to get some solid contact on her.
And again, what I'm seeing from Crown Point so far, both these teams with how well these pitchers are doing as the first pitch comes across. That's going to be a slap hit to left. She's going to make the play, and that will be 3 outs for the Indians. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 0-0. 5 hits for the Bulldogs, only 1 hit for the Indians. As you're watching Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
How far would you go to live another game night in the region? Well, lucky for you, you don't have to go far at all. At Region Sports Network, we have a collection of over thousands of games, ranging from last week to the 1960s. Now, you can relive the thrilling victories, heartbreaking defeats, and all the things that make Region Sports so great. Talk to us here at RSN and help us remember the region. Please visit Remember the Region with the link on the screen or through our link tree found on all of our social media platforms. # Remember the Region.
Welcome back. Still scoreless here as we enter in the bottom of the 5th. I'm Mike Dewan. Dave Lutz also on the call. We had Chris Ramirez in here earlier, Joey Heinrich on production, and Zach Miller behind the lens. Again, who is going to strike first here, Dave? Lake Central, of course, they have the star-studded lineup. Lexia Wima, of course, a power bat like herself. But, I mean, who's going to blink first?
Yeah, both teams have tried a little small ball throughout the game, but at this point you might have to play for 1 run.
As that'll be high for ball 1. Hey, 1 run is all it takes. Again, that's it. And who is going to make – a lot of these teams, again, we're looking at the defense back here. We're looking at the pitching. There's not many mistakes we've seen so far.
The only thing we haven't seen is a ton of hits. Well, Crown Point has 5, but –
so that's a nice cut there, but foul. Going to be 1-1 the count for Iwema. Yeah, I mean, it's solid defense. Again, pitching's been solid. We only had 1 error this game so far, and that's from Crown Point. It's been a pretty clean ball game up to this point, I must say.
I want to send a hello out to Diane Pudlow, watching in St. John today.
That's just outside there for ball 2. 2-1 the count. And Dave, I wanted to ask, I don't know if you and Chris alluded to this, but Lake Central, of course, we mentioned how consistent they've been up to this point. How difficult is that as a team to, as we get another pitch here, ball outside, 3-1, or they call the strike there, 2-2 the count. How difficult is it for a team, I mean, of baseball or softball, to be this consistent up to this point of the year?
Well, you know, they do have a number of games where they're lopsided wins over teams they dominate.
And she slaps that one foul.
Yeah, nice changeup by Smith. Good job by Wima hanging in there, fouling it off. You know, and it's those games where you know they're going to be tough games. Now, I don't think Lake Central takes anything for granted, any game. But the games that they know are going to be tight, they know the team's solid. To beat all of them, not easy.
For sure. That's roped out to center. That may get over her head, and it's going to get out of the park. A home run there by the power bat, Lexi Uwima. Puts the Indians on the board, and they strike first.
A no-doubter. I'm a little amazed it's the first run of the game, being here in the bottom of the 5th inning, but absolutely smashed. She's got some power. I believe she's only a sophomore. I might have to look that up. Yeah.
And she is, I mean, again, a bright career ahead of her. And from what I understand, I think she's leading the team in home runs only as a sophomore. I mean, she has a bright future ahead of her, but, I mean, no bigger time to get a run on the board, and the Indians finally strike first.
Big pedigree with her parents being great athletes. And
crucial in a game like this to get the first run. I believe we have Maddie Big Beichel up to bat. And a line out to Ashlyn Keita at first. Again, got ahead of that pitch quick. Saw something she liked, but just a rope to first base.
Yeah, hard shot. Right at her. A lot of balls have been Sunday hops or line drives right to defenses, but hey, you still have to make the play.
Of course, and I mean, I call those productive outs. If you can get the bat on the ball and hit something that hard, yeah, it's a one pitch at bat, but I take it if I'm Coach Tovar. And they're going to call that one a strike.
Yeah.
Looked a little high in my opinion, but that's why I'm up here and not down there.
I actually thought it was a strike, but I didn't think he was calling it a strike. That hand came up so late.
He keeps us on our toes, that's for sure. So that's 0-1 count here. And got her out in front there. Looks like a little off speed there to get her out in front. Now an 0-2 count quickly for Lexi Smith.
Yeah, this is Bracken, but Bickle had that hard line out.
Okay.
Andrean had one of the best hitters I've ever seen back in the day named Audrey Bickle.
Mm-hmm.
Region Sports covered their state championship win, and their two stars of that game was an Audrey Bickle homer and Alyssa Mosley as a freshman pitcher. I actually was on the call with Jamie Perko that game.
Okay. The 1-2. And gets her swinging. Ball in the turf there, not the dirt. They're going to throw down the first. That's 2 outs now for the Dogs.
Yeah, a tight game like that, you want to make sure every drop third is thrown correctly to first. And
oh, yeah, it's again, in a game like this, and I must commend Lexi Smith. And, again, after that tough home run, it's tough to respond, get 2 quick outs, but she's done just that. So.
Oh, yeah, she pitched a great game.
Another slap hit there. That's going to bend just foul. Nevaeh Rangel out there and left had a chance at it, but.
So he's had one great catch tonight. Might be our best hands of the day so far award.
Got plenty of that, plus plenty of awards to give out. We'll talk about that as this game concludes, but plenty of plays to hand out here. Plenty of awards. And come back into the picture to Smith. She's going to throw it to first, and that'll be the inning. The Indians strike first on an Awima home run, but Crown Point gets out of the rest of the inning. We're going to go to the top of the 6th, and you're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to live coverage, coming here live from Lake Central High School, and we have a good one here. Top of the 6th inning, and the Lake Central Indians have a new pitcher. Dave, you mind telling me about her?
Yeah, Maddie Such, just a freshman, but somebody that's been around with travel ball and stuff on the younger levels know who Maddie Such is, and she's got good junk, but she throws hard. She's the hardest pitcher on either team here. And a lot of teams, they don't want to show too much before the playoffs, a couple weeks before. These teams wouldn't meet until the regional, so I don't think Lake Central's too worried about getting Crown Point a look at Maddie Such.
I think they just want to win. They just want to get out of this one 1-0 or whatever, and there's a hard-throwing pitch there, but just outside 1-0. Such has 16 appearances this year, 13 of them as wins. She has a 1.08 ERA as well as 4 complete games. She is, again, like you said, she just throws heat coming right out, kind of that mix. There's a foul ball there and a quickly 0-2 count here for the Dogs.
And has to come in facing the power-hitting Kita, not an easy task.
Again, more on Kita, batting .482 this year in 20 games played, only a sophomore, so she's also going to have a bright future ahead of her. We got the 1-1 here. Hard hit to short. In time. Oh, and she dropped it there. Again, had her in time. Schaefer to Bickle, but just escaped her glove. And now let's see if Crown Point, again, although it's an error, it's not a hit. Hard hit ball, but let's see if they can capitalize here. A rare mistake from Lake Central, especially as how talented this defense is.
Yeah, first big mistake of the game. And Lexi Howard here, I mean, she's their 4-hitter for Crown Point, running on first down 1-0, nobody out. I'm expecting small ball.
Third baseman coming in and the first baseman. And she shows bunt. She's going to lay one down. They're going to get her at first. They're going to try for second. No, so that will go from Izzy Kolinsky to Maddie Bickle. Get the out there, but safe at second.
Yeah, perfect bunt by Howard. I think anybody that lays a bunt down is trying to get on base, but clearly they wanted that runner in scoring position. There's always that threat of who's covering third. Teams do it completely different. Some people cover second in that with the center fielder. And on third, sometimes you have left field coming in, third baseman backing up. Coach's decision on what they think is best, either overall or in that certain situation.
I mean, the whole team has to be on alert when a play like that happens. Although you may be expecting it, nobody could have any mental lapses. First pitch swinging, and what a play by second to keep it in the infield and possibly save a run right there. That is Michaela Van Vossen. I mean, she's had a fantastic day, and that's some of the best hands in the business, as we mentioned throughout this broadcast, but that arguably saved the run right there for the Indians.
A candidate, if not the leading play, and we had a little tip that Van Vossen has played a very good defensive game already, and that's, I believe, saved the run.
That's a game saver for sure.
Molly Scott steps in.
Here's the pitch from Such. That's getting ahead of the count there. Another late call there by the umpire, but now quickly 0-1.
I think I hear his verbiage of how he mumbles strike and then 3 seconds later throws his hand up. I'm getting used to his voice.
Here's the 0-1. That's going to be just low there. 1-1 the count now. Again, CP threatening. Got someone on third with 2 outs.
All big pitches. Just such a spot in the game where a huge run on third to tie it if CP can get her in.
Another good eye there from Scott. Scott, the senior, has 8 RBIs this year in 20 games played, batting .283. She also has 15 hits on the year, 3 of them doubles and 1 triple. So she could put it in that gap. That's she can hit for extra bases, but it's going to be tough to time up Such. But she's working a good count right now, 2-1 the count.
We'll see more biggest pitches of the games coming up, and one might be coming up pretty soon.
Plenty of them. And again, that's high again. I got to make sure the he could drop a late strike call on us, but that's high. 3-1 the count now, working a nice at bat for the Dogs.
Yeah, you got to hit her like Scott up here. 3-1 or 3-1 count. Pitcher batters count, but you looking fastball right down the middle.
I think so, and I wouldn't mind a take here. Throw me a strike. And she swings to Schaefer, and she's going to get her at first.
Ooh.
And the Indians just get out of there. Almost a wide throw, but a nice play by Bickle. And the Indians escape. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 Lake Central here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Welcome back here to Lake Central. Lake Central up 1-0 as we get to the bottom of the 6th.
We got a tight one here, folks. We have a pitching change here for the Bulldogs. Dave, what can you tell me about her?
Yeah, Paige Leitcher, she's a sophomore. Yeah, kind of a part of a three-headed monster with Steinberg being the other pitcher and, of course, the starting pitcher today, Lexi Smith.
And that's going to be outside there for ball one. Yeah, again, we kind of see these successful teams. You have to have kind of a multi-headed beast there in your rotation to get through these games, especially in close games like this one. Yeah, it's going to clip the corner there for a strike.
Not sure what corner that cut, but...
Again, the great Jolie Adams trying to get things started here for the Indians, looking to add some insurance runs as we get to eventually the 7th inning. That's going to be outside there for ball two.
Again, working outside corners just like Lexi Smith did most of her outing. You know, Jolie Adams, to me, she's one of those players that you think, well, has she been playing like 6 years? Doesn't it seem like, you know what I mean? You always have that player like, she's been around forever.
She has about 6 years of production as she fouls that one off.
There you go.
I mean, looking at her totals this year, she's batting .565 going into this game, 78 plate appearance, she has 69 at-bats. She has, let me take a look, 39 hits, 20 of them with runs batted in, 8 doubles. I mean, she is productive as they come at the top of this lineup. As a hard hit ball to left, again, a productive out, as we'd say, but that's hit right to Rangel. It's, again, Jolie Adams as good as they come, but Crown Point a huge first out there in this bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, left field there. Rangel's been quite busy. Made one great catch, almost made another one, and anything that should have been caught has been by her. Very solid defense.
And Michaela Van Vossen up, who had a fantastic play at second this past inning. That's going to be outside there for ball one. Arguably, I think we both can agree, saved a run there for the Indians. This game could very well be tied if she not made that slick and smooth play there at second base.
She's my leader so far for best hands.
That's going to be outside there quickly. Oh, yeah. Nope. I keep getting bunked by that late strike call. So
good.
It's 1-1.
Very good movement by Leitzert away from the left-handed hitter. Almost worked like a screwball.
Just clipped it there. Now 1-1. And a big cut there by Van Vossen. Now it's 1-2.
You know, in my opinion, the 3 Crown Point pitchers that they throw, I think are not too far off in speed, but you'll get a different look, obviously, as a batter, you know, with movement and stuff. So there's always somewhat of an adjustment.
Now we got 2-2 to count. Yeah, Leitzert again, 2.19 ERA, 11 appearances so far this year with a 5-2 record. So again, you mentioned just one of those pegs in that Crown Point rotation. Again, she's only a sophomore too. And a big cut there for strike 3. 2 quick outs just like that for the Indians, and Bulldogs again looking to get those bats back going. They're ready for the top of the 7.
You know, if you wonder if it was planned for the both relievers to come in, obviously both starters, Calderera and Lexi Smith, threw great games. Again, these teams, you know, will be favored to win their sectionals. I believe Lake Central in Sectional 1, Crown Point in Sectional 2.
Correct.
Crown Point will face tougher competition. I believe Munster would be the best team Lake Central would play.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be slightly outside there for ball 1.
I was waiting. I didn't hear anything, but I was waiting for that arm to go up.
Yep. Taylor Schaefer up to bat, of course, going to the Ohio State University in a few years. She's made some great plays at short. Obviously had a couple putouts in the last inning. And good matchup here. 1-0 the count. That's going to be a strike there, clipping the outside, 1-1.
Yeah, Leitzert doing a good job so far and just trying to keep this a 1-run game.
Have to try and limit the damage here if you're Crown Point. You have to give yourself just one swing of the bat. We could make this a game. We got time here from Schaefer, or the ump, I should say. We have a strike call. I believe they called her a delayed game. And just like that, it's a 1-2 count. First time we've seen that.
She was not out of the box very long at all. That was very unusual.
And that changes the whole at bat, but good take there to make it 2-2. Yeah,
I'm not positive, but this might be something that, because she does call time when she gets 2 strikes. So
sure.
Is maybe the opposing coach letting the ump know.
And she gets ahead of her for strike 3, and the Bulldogs They got 3 more outs left. We're going to the top 7. It's the Indians 1, Bulldogs 0 here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Save for a healthy tomorrow with an HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for healthcare expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently at 2.27% APY. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice. Welcome back, and we're here at the top 7 of a fantastic softball game here on the Region Sports Network. Lake Central 1, Crown Point 0, as Bulldogs are down to their final 3 outs in a fantastic Duneland matchup with a lot of implications leading up to the end of the season. But, Dave, what do the Bulldogs have to do? I mean, do they work in tough at-bats, just try and, bloop a couple? What should we expect here from the Bulldogs?
Yeah, certainly. Maybe shorten up, try to get runners on, have a good eye. Don't want to chase.
And it's going to be tough to hit Maddie Such, who also has 4 save opportunities this year and looking to make that a 5th. As she checks her wristband, and she gets ready to go. And gets her out in front there for strike 2. Who's this, Dunlap?
Yeah, this is Dunlap.
Dunlap, the junior, batting .282 this year going into this game. Also 11 RBIs. Or, 11 hits, I should say, and 7 RBI. Here comes the 0-1 from Such. That's going to be hit out to center hard to Jolie Adams, and it gets over her head. And the Crown Point Bulldogs answer right back with another home run to deep center.
Yeah, great shot sitting on that fastball. See, 26 I have down as Dunlap, but I had her batting down in the order.
I believe we'll get it. I believe that was 26. Dunlap with the home run. That'll make it her 2nd.
Okay. But she is not wearing number 16. The home run was hit by jersey number 26, who's not in the right order. So if that was a pitch hitter with Cuevas, who did pitch hit last week and stay in the game, that's the wrong jersey that she wore in that game.
So we'll try and get confirmation on that, but we apologize. We believe that is Cuevas with the home run there. We apologize there for the miscommunication, but that is Cuevas there with the big tying home run for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
Now, what will be interesting is what jersey number is Dunlap wearing?
I saw 26 as well. I believe she was in 26.
I saw 16.
They've switched jersey numbers. There's no. I'm not saying during the game.
I think we're a little bit flip-flopped here in the booth, but nonetheless, the Bulldogs have tied it up big time, and we're looking at the count. They get her a strike there on a check swing. We got 0-1 the count. 1-1 the count, I should say. I believe that was Dunlap. But I digress. The Bulldogs are back in it, and the pitch gets away from her. And just like that, the Bulldogs, the game-leading run is now on first base with 0 outs.
Yeah, Wentz was getting hit. It's going to bring up Franson, and they'll be bunting.
Yeah, I would say so. But Coach
so I'm lost on that home run. It was 16. I had Dunlap. The girl that hit the homer was wearing jersey number 26.
No, she was wearing 16.
Nonetheless.
I got nothing because I watched her run around the bases. I watched her celebrate, and
I thought I saw 26 as well. Nonetheless, again, the Bulldogs are back, tied up, knotted this game back up. Again, we were hoping to get confirmation on who hit that home run. I thought I thought it was Dunlap.
It wasn't Dunlap's order.
A lot of pandemonium here at Lake Central is what we could say, as the Bulldogs finally tied this up after a game that was knotted through 4 innings, and now we got some late game time fireworks. She tries to lay a bunt down. She's going to try and get to second.
She's gone.
Got her. A huge play there.
Absolutely.
Gunned her down.
Kalinsky with a great throw. Gunning down wins. So that was Pert's spot in the order that the home run was hit. So it clearly wasn't Pert. So, Cuevas must have pitch hit in that spot. Mm-hmm. But we've not had her as jersey number 26.
Yeah. We will get confirmation on that as the game continues, but a huge out there for the Indians after a threatening runner on first base. And a big strike there to answer it. Now it's 1-1 the count. And again, what a throw from Kalinsky.
Yeah, great throw, great tag.
I know 23 was subbed out. I saw 16, but I could have on that because I only get 50.
I'm about 90% sure.
Sorry. I know 16.
Like 99% sure that was.
Cuevas has 16 this year, so. Skews us 1-2 the count there, and just like that, again, the Indians kind of get that momentum. It was kind of shifting away after that first batter home run. But just like that, the Indians are trying to gain that momentum. And credit to the infielders as well as this whole defense. They're trying to pump up Such and kind of get everybody going back on the same page.
Yeah, both teams resetting. Lake Central from the tying run coming across on the blast. Crown Point readjusting with getting the runner thrown out at second.
A lot of emotions riding high here. This is two teams that are quite familiar with each other. And they want this one badly. Here comes the 1-2 from Such. And a nice cut there to keep fighting alive by Samara Franson.
Yeah, Crown Point getting some pretty good cuts in here.
Again, I could imagine you're kind of looking for that fastball like we saw on that home run. You know that's probably her most thrown pitch, and you want to try and get a hold of one. Gets her out in front, play to second, and that's going to be in time. Van Voss and a Bickle for the second out for the Indians.
Yeah, nice off-speed pitch there for Such. She does have a good change and a good drop ball. The go-to might be the fastball, and if you spot it right, especially the high one that's kind of tempting to swing at, when that's coming in at 62 miles an hour or whatever, that's hard to catch up with.
It's such a change in pace, again, with how much velocity she has on that heater, and then she throws something like that gets you in front of it. It's deadly.
We got a timeout and a huddle by Lake Central at the mound.
Looks like it. 2 outs here, of course. Big at that here.
Lexi Smith will be stepping in.
Lexi Smith, the starting pitcher in today's game, had a fantastic outing like she usually does in the circle. Lexi Smith as a hitter going into this game, batting .443 with 27 hits, 9 RBI, 5 doubles, and 2 homers. So you can't throw her anything really over the plate. She could hit it over that fence. The first pitch is going to be high for ball 1.
Yeah, she's been a very solid leadoff hitter. Can get out in many different ways. Has power, but also line drive ability.
Here comes the 1-0.
Just missed high and out.
And we officially got word it was Dunlap with the homer. Again, just clutch. No outs here in the inning for her, and she smacks it over the center wall fence. Here comes the 2-0. Just got a piece of it.
So that was
making it 2-1.
To wrap it up, that was Peart's spot in the order, but she was a designated player.
Okay.
Dunlap was playing defense but not batting, so she comes in as that designated player to pitch hit.
Got it. Glad that all confusion is kind of figured out. Now we can get back to our regularly scheduled program here. 2-1 count for Such. The Crown Point dugout came alive a little bit. I mean, why wouldn't you? But add an element of emotion. That ball is hit out to right. should be a play for Bracken, and it is. And the Indians now have a chance to respond here at the bottom of the 7th, but we have a game knotted up at 1, going to bottom 7 here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Planting a tree, installing a fence, whether your project is big or small, NIPSCO reminds you to know what's below and contact 811 at least 2 full business days before doing any digging so that utility companies can mark the location of their underground lines. Contacting 811 is free and it's the law. Avoid possible penalties, costly repairs, or injuries. DIY or a pro, safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time.
And we're back here in the bottom 7, 1-1 ball game. First pitch outside for ball 1. That's Paige Leitzert there in the circle for the Bulldogs. Indians only 2 hits in this game, but 1 run, and they're knotted up here with Crown Point. The 1-0. High and outside for ball number 2.
This is a spot. Obviously, any kind of run wins at 2-0. Is it an automatic? Is the coach given the automatic take at 2-0? It's different from baseball where you probably just sit dead red maybe, but I'm assuming a take.
And she cuts away at it.
I'm wrong quite often.
Hey, you and me both.
But when you talk about those re-entries and extra players and all those substitutions, I was an assistant coach for my brother Ed McLeod for 2 different varsity teams, and I let him handle all that.
Right.
That can get very confusing.
Again, every coach has their own philosophies. Here comes the 2-1, and that's going to be outside again at 3-1 here. And again, that would be a big first base runner for the Indians. She could manage to take a ball here. Del Toro, the junior, batting 340s. That's going to be outside as the winning run is now on first base for the Indians.
Had to hesitate on the ball strike call. And we have some movement by the coach to see if we have a runner, a batter. I know who they're not going to pitch it for, and that's Lexi Iwema, who's up. Not now, but will be on deck if Kolinsky does bat here.
That is safe to say. In Lake Central, they are as aggressive as they come on the base pass. Going into this game, they had right on the dot 100 stolen bases this year, so I wouldn't be surprised. And coming into to pinch run is Portenga.
Yeah, Izzy Portenga and Izzy Kolinsky to the plate.
Portenga with 2 stolen bases this year.
Is that an omen?
Izzy and Izzy?
Is he going to get a hit?
I'm sure that's what Coach Tovar and the Indians want here.
I'm expecting a bunt. I mean, I don't see where you're at in the order. To get this runner in scoring position with 1 out and a red-hot Iwema on deck.
Would not hurt.
And they still have to make the defensive play.
Weissert in the circle. Showed bunt there, brought it back. It's going to be 1-0 here.
A little low, I guess. That looked like a pretty good pitch. Might have dipped low. That's the one pitch we can't quite see perfectly is when it dips too low.
Out of our vantage point. Nonetheless, it was a ball. The 1-0. That's going to be bunted foul. Almost looked like it got in front of the plate, but looks like it kind of backtracked back.
I wasn't sure she made contact originally on that. That was, again, kind of screened out with the way that pitch came in. It was a high pitch. She kind of hit it so square, it was tough to see. I think bunt's still on, 1-1.
I wouldn't mind it. And she shows bunt again and lays one down, and that's going to go foul, and that changes just about everything for this at-bat.
Yeah, smart play by Lexi Howard there. You always have that split-second decision whether to field it or let it go. That was a pretty easy one, but still a decision to make.
It's a play like that where, there's a lot of panic, kind of. It's a quick play, and of course you want that out, but that's just such a heads-up play to obviously. Here we go now, 1-2 count. that's going to be hit up into foul ground behind us. Kolinsky, of course, still a threat with the bat going into this game, batting .391, has 18 hits and 15 RBI, 6 doubles, 2 triples, and 4 home runs. So she's still a solid bat even with 2 strikes. That's going to get away, and the runner's going to advance to second. And just like that, the Indians have one in scoring position with no outs.
I guess you don't need to bunt her to second.
Nope. Now you just need to put some in play. But that is a tough break there for the Bulldogs. Again, you get a potential, a bunt at bat to 2 strikes and have them hit away, but that's going to be fouled off again. Still 2-2 the count.
Seeing as a hitter, Kolinsky here, you don't want to overdo anything. They say, find some green out there. And defense looks at normal depth. You might see a ground ball to short, and she fakes that throw to see if she can entice the runner, get that lead winning run, cut down.
And that's high and inside, and now we're at a full count. Was at a 1-2 count, and she's worked all her way back to 3-2. And you were mentioning some big pitches of the game. I think this may take the cake.
Yeah, I think the first big pitch of the game was in the 4th inning, and we've had plenty since. But
yeah,
how about Iwema? I think she's chomping at the bit to get a crack at this.
I mean, I would be.
She's hit some bombs this year. Hey, she's hit 2 in 1 inning this year. She can hit 2 in a game, right?
Again, if you hit 2 in a season, that's not bad. A week? Okay, that's also not bad.
Used
2 in a game, that's...
used to be a small ball game, but not
in the
anymore.
same inning, too. Thank you. Yeah, the inning is... It's the payoff pitch, and that's a huge strikeout there for Lysert. The sophomore showing some poise here for the Bulldogs as she gets out of that one for the first out for CP.
Yeah, Lysert successful on the biggest pitch of the game right there.
Won that battle.
There'll be more, but here we are with Iwema with a monster home run in the 5th inning for Lake Central's only run.
Iwema, again, only a sophomore, coming into this game batting .488, 43 at-bats, 23 runs, 21 hits, 18 RBI, and now 8 home runs.
And Coach Tovar's over there whispering to Iwema, do it again. Now, she might be saying the opposite. Let's forget about that home run and let's get a line drive base hit and the winning run in.
We're here now because right now your home run, it's canceled out. So now you got to be where your feet are and try and put one in play.
Both bombs to center field. And they're putting some new balls into play.
Interesting here.
We've had a little bit of everything. We've had number 26 hitting a homer who the crowd thought was 16. We had an automatic strike called for, I believe, delay a game.
That's how, again, with a game like this, with these 2 talented teams in the Duneland, it's you got to expect everything.
I mean, all we would need was a tornado delay. Oh, wait.
We had that. Good point.
Tornado warning.
Right.
And lightning, yeah.
But it's been a fun one here at Lake Central so far. Again, as Dave said, we've seen just about it all.
Yeah, there was no touchdown. The only touchdowns around here are on the football field.
Yep.
Well, not a whole lot. Well, okay, I won't say that.
Oh, Dave. Dave. Football's right around the corner. We'll cross that bridge when we get here, but nonetheless, we are here at Lake Central. A huge game here on the softball diamond. And a big cut there from Iwema.
Lysert's picked some really good spots, like just out of the hitting zone high. Kind of those tempting, she's not throwing particularly hard, but it's those spots that you just can't get around on. And you got to lay off those high ones if you're looking to get it in play.
And I like that first pitch swinging from Iwema. Of course, we saw what happened last at bat. As here comes another pitch outside for ball 1, but again, she's probably got all the confidence in the world right now after that home run. It's not her first home run, but she wants to get another one here and put this game away. And again, we'll have to see here another crucial at-bat here between 2 talented sophomores. And another cut there from Iwema. And now a 1-2 count in Lysert's favor.
Yeah, Lysert don't have a ton of movement. I think it's just enough to keep Lake Central off balance. I see center field is pretty deep. As a base hit, I think would score any runner from second base.
I would say so, too. And just like that, Iwema goes down swinging on 3 straight strikes. And Lysert, again, we started out with someone on second, with Portanga now on second. No outs. And just like that, she's battled back to
if we had
2 outs.
Biggest pitch of the game award, she'd won a couple. And Bickle had that line smash to first base. Base hit down the line here would end the game.
And she is working quick. Another getting ahead of the count. First pitch swinging.
She must be giving Lake Central a somewhat of a different look than Lexi Smith, because I believe there's more swinging strikes since Leitzer came in.
The 0-1. And no appeal.
Not yet. Yeah, here it comes the appeal.
And they will say she did not go. That will be ball one. That's a close call.
Looked like a good call. I think it was close, but I think that's a good call. I always say, hey, the ump's got to be looking at other stuff, leaving early, this and that.
Exactly.
You're really going to see that?
Comes the 1-1. And another cut there, another swinging strike. Like you said, Dave.
Leitzer's got something going on here because I'm going to say that she might have as many swing and misses as Smith did in much more innings pitched.
I mean, do you think it's situational? Do you think somebody kind of wants to be the hero and is chomping at the bit?
Might be, but she's got a little tail at the end that might be.
The 1-2. That's going to be high. Again, you're kind of antsy in this situation. You have a chance to really be a hero for your team and beat a rival school in Crown Point. You know, it's interesting to say the least.
And I'd be having it as a coach as line drive base hit in my mind, not home run.
Here comes the 2-2. And just like that, superhero-esque right there, the Bulldogs find a way to escape a threatening run at second base for the Indians. We're going to have some free softball here on the Region Sports Network, but we're going to the top 8 on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000-square-foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
What better game to have some free softball here on the Region Sports Network? Crown Point and Lake Central knotted up at 1 in what has been a fantastic afternoon/evening here at Lake Central High School. I'm Mike Dewan. I have Dave Lutz also on the call. Chris Ramirez is floating around. He called the first few innings. I got Joey Heinrich behind the keys and Zach Miller behind the lens. And Dave, some free softball. How lucky are we?
You can't beat it. A lot of people like a lot of runs, but if you want pitchers' duels and pretty solid defense overall, this is the game to be at.
Yes,
Still
sir.
time to get here.
Yes, sir. Or tune into the stream. We thank you all for tuning in, whether that's now or in the first inning. But we got a good one here as Maddie Such still in the circle with their first pitch. And that's going to go just foul there. We got up to bat for Crown Point as Scarlett Techman, the sophomore outfielder, tried to lay one there over the third baseman, but just one foul.
She's 1 for 3 on the day, and I don't see anybody warming up. I don't assume Lake Central will go to a third pitcher, but Crown Point does have Steinberg, who is as solid as that three-headed monster we talked about.
Yep. Here comes the 0-1 from Such. That's going to be a strike there. Just like that, 0-2 Techman coming into the game, 19 games played, 24 hits, batting .444 with 13 RBI, 2 double and a triple.
She ended up about 5 feet in front of first after the slap attempt.
Such taking a look at her wristband, and we're going to get a time here. Some sort of miscommunication there. Such was kind of looking at the dugout.
I believe Coach Tovar does call the pitches for Lake Central, if I'm not mistaken.
Here comes the 0-2. That'll be just outside. Almost went around on it from Techman, but
I'm not sure that Lake Central wanted that call to strike, to tell you the truth, as that got pretty far away from the catcher. Not quite the Przinski deal with the White Sox has dropped third, but what was that, quite a few years ago?
Exactly. 1-2 pitch here. That's going to be slap foul down the third baseline. Again, another quality at bat here for the Bulldogs. I think in this time these at bats and these outs mean just so much more.
I tell you what, we knew Crown Point was a good team, a solid team, a team that's playing great. But I tell you, they're right in the mix. You know, as far as postseason, they're not an easy out.
The slap hit a liner to third base. Kate wrenching there on the play, and the first out for the Indians. Yeah, you mentioned Crown Point. They're not a team to be messed around with. Of course, Lake Central 25-0, having a fantastic season, but Crown Point, they're not too far behind, 16-4 going into this game, as well as 10-1 in conference with that lone loss to Lake Central. So we mentioned, again, these conference records. This game is just ever so more important for the Duneland standings.
And postseason, throw the records out the window.
That too. And a first pitch cutting. That's going to be flied out to Van Vossen there at second. A quick 2 outs now for the Indians.
That's a big out by Such right there. You know, I talked to some, let's just say, adult fans of Lake Central at yesterday's Hanover game, and honestly, most of them expressed that a loss would not be the worst thing in the regular season.
Yeah,
for them.
I mean, you kind of have to learn. I talked about this in a previous broadcast, but you have to learn kind of how to bounce back from adversity, and it's a great problem to not have if you're as the first pitch is a ball. A nice problem to not have to learn how to bounce back from a loss if you could kind of circle the wagons all the way to, of course, a ring, but it never hurts. Again, of course, maybe in a game of this caliber, it wouldn't be advised, but a team kind of has to learn how to
and just to be in a tight game.
Right.
Maybe even win or lose. I mean, 25-0. Nobody wants to lose this game on their side.
Of course. There's a nice cut there, but that's going to go foul for 1-1. Yeah, it's you have to learn how to win those games close, because yes, you're going to be playing some games where yes, you're going to be finished in 5 innings, 4 innings, whatever that may be. But it's
and they've had tight games, but they've had plenty of blowouts.
But come those playoff games, come regionals, come semi-state, knock on wood, but you're going to have to learn how to win those games close. So here's the 1-1. That's going to be just outside for ball number 2. 2-1 the count now.
Yeah, Such a lot of movement drifted outside on that one.
Here comes the 2-1. And up and a little bit outside, but that's a big cut there for strike number 2.
Yeah, that's that spot that Leitzert's been hitting on the other end. That high fastball, looks hittable, looks tempting, but you just can't get around in time.
It's a tough pitch to hit, especially when you're expecting it.
You have to take that pitch. It's really unhittable when it's that high and going 60 miles an hour.
The 2-2. And that was right back. Would have been towards us if the fence wasn't
And that
there.
dipped down into the hitting zone. I think Howard's eyes might have lit up on that one. And they say straight back, meaning that you're level on it. You almost leveled it up.
Lexi Howard, a fantastic bat here for the Bulldogs. Has 6 home runs so far this year. Just been a absolute threat with the bat. Here comes the 2-2. And a big cut to third. In time. That will be out number 3 for the Indians. They have a chance now in bottom 8 to take this one. But we're still knotted up at 1. Going to the bottom of the 8 on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
How far would you go to live another game night in the region? Well, lucky for you, you don't have to go far at all. At Region Sports Network, we have a collection of over thousands of games, ranging from last week to the 1960s. Now, you can relive the thrilling victories, heartbreaking defeats, and all the things that make Region Sports so great. Talk to us here at RSN and help us remember the region. Please visit Remember the Region with the link on the screen or through our link tree found on all of our social media platforms. # Remember the Region.
Welcome back here to the action on the Region Sports Network. Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say, Go Bulldogs! Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in-city services, and encouraging smart growth. Visit Bulldog Park on selected Saturdays for the Crown Point Farmers Market beginning May 25th. Pursue wears 20-plus vendors from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. through September 28th. Enjoy free yoga classes on select dates. For more information, visit crownpoint.in.gov. And first pitch there is low and away for a ball. We got a good one here, Dave. We've been harping on that, since I really got on the call. It's we got some free softball here, bottom 8. What does LC need to do to kind of plate one and send them home?
Yeah, pitch hitter here, Kenzie Kalinsky, working with a 1-0 count. Looks like lefty speed here.
That's going to be outside there. Quickly a 2-0 count.
Now here's a spot, in my opinion. Pitch hitter didn't start the game. Lefty, probably a slapper. In my mind, automatic take.
Yeah.
She's not looking to crank one out dead red, look for fastball down the middle, crank it. No, she's looking to any way to get on base.
Just get on base and make some noise. The 2-0 tries to slap one there in the left, but that's going to go foul.
So I'm 0 for 2 today in calling the takes.
It's still a long game. We still have, potentially, could be another 3 outs to get. Who knows? But we can't bat 1,000, they say.
That being said, it was a strike.
True.
It was a hittable pitch.
And a good pitch, in fact. Again, a way to get back into the count. Obviously, 2-0. Not ideal for Lysert, but a big pitch there. And now coming up to 2-1.
Yeah, Lysert's come up really big. Struck out the side after a leadoff walk last inning.
And again, fouls one off and quickly 2-2 after starting down 2-0. She's battled her way back. Lysert's battled and now kind of makes it a favorable count for her.
Yeah, Kalinsky just looking for any hole in the infield. It doesn't look like she's trying to drive the ball.
What are you expecting here for a pitch? Let's make you 1 for 3. And there's a slapper, and she just finds it. There we go.
All right, I called that right.
We'll go a half. We'll go 0.5.
I can't call pitches.
Fair.
Or takes.
Fair enough.
And we're back to Kate Wrenchen, top of the order. Lake Central is looking to end this.
And not much of a better bat to do so. Again, this Lake Central lineup is always threatening. And we have a fantastic bat up here for the Indians. Again, threatening there on the base pass.
Yeah, and it was clear they were looking for Kalinsky to get on base anyway, and I guess kind of a half slap, and found that hole up the middle.
Just get something on, winning run now on first, and a very threatening bat. She's going to take second, and she's going to get there. And now a very familiar situation we saw last inning for Crown Point. Runner on second, no outs. Let's see how they respond.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm surprised at that, but it would have been awful to get thrown out in a spot to have the winning run on first.
And another high pitch there, 3-0. Wrenchen, as we mentioned, she's a fantastic bat. Going to be going to Northwestern in a few years, to my knowledge, but she's coming into this game batting .570, 26 RBI on the year, 4 home runs, 3 triples, and 7 doubles. And she was about halfway down the first baseline before the ump brought her back. Called a strike there, and now it's a 3-1 count.
Yeah, she was halfway down the line. I know Angel Hernandez would call this a strike no matter what in the MLB, but hopefully this ump just calls it like she sees it.
And that is a big swing and miss there. Again, that one pitch just changes everything about the at-bat.
And that's that same spot. It's a high fastball, just out of the reach. It's fast enough where they can't get around on it.
And you're afraid the ump's going to call it a strike again if
That's
you don't
true.
swing at it. The payoff pitch. And she ropes that to right. It's going to get over her head. The Indians, they're going to send her around. And 26-0 for the Lake Central Indians. They walk it off here on the bottom of the 8th. And the Indians stay unblemished.
Who needs a bunt to move a runner over? But that was great base running by Kalinsky. She noticed the right fielder was running back on it. She went back to tag, knowing that I'm going to score if it drops, and I'm going to tag if she catches it. She made a great decision. Clearly was a very fast runner. And we have the ending of a fantastic game. 2-1 Lake Central win over Crown Point.
Again, a team effort there. Mackenzie Kalinsky, of course, the winning run there. Obviously, as you mentioned, made to make sure, that ball got over her head before she made any decision on the base pass. And, of course, Kate Wrenchen, the Northwestern commit, the junior, clutch as they can be. Plenty of RBIs to her name and a fantastic season. And the Lake Central Indians, they find a way. We mentioned it. It's tough to win games close, especially against a team like Crown Point, but they show they could do that.
they need games like this. And, yeah, of course they don't want to lose any games with that unblemished record. But another close one, they play Marist next week. That's one of the best teams in Illinois. They've had some tough games this year. Lincoln Way Central, I believe, with Bella Dimitrievich as their pitcher who's going to Florida State. They lost to that team last year, beat them this year. Those close games help. I know, they have one goal.
That's right.
That's to win state.
That's right.
Are they taking it one game at a time? Yes. But I know that's that goal, and clearly this is a team to worry about, Crown Point.
Most certainly. Sectionals, of course, creeping around the corner for both of these teams. We want to give one more shout-out to NIPSCO, who is proud to be powering the youth of Northern Indiana. NIPSCO is wishing its Northern Indiana high schools to have safe competition while displaying sportsmanship on and off the field. We have some awards to give out. I think we're going to step aside a little bit. I have to figure out who the award winners are, along with Dave, since I hopped on this broadcast for Chris. So we're going to take a little bit of a moment to step aside and figure these out. But you're watching softball here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to the Region Sports Network, and we had a fantastic one here at Lake Central High School between two of the best teams in the Duneland. Lake Central gets it done. They win a game close, 2-1. Again, a fantastic game, and we have some awards to give out. We'll start it off with the Crow Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. They have offices open from 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 o'clock in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Dave, who is our Lantern Man Superhero of the Game and why? We're going to go with Kate Renshin. Kate Renshin, talk to me about, again, we probably saw it, on the bottom of the 8th, but talk to me about this, just how much she brings to this team, especially in a game like this.
Yeah, well, she finished 2 for 4 for the game, did have 1 stolen base, which increased her career and season-long Lake Central records. But at crunch time, needed a hit. She got it. Deep drive. I don't know if it's technically ruled as a single, because depending on when the run scored, but either way, it was a nice drive that brought in pitch hitter Kalinsky. It's hard to find offensive juggernauts this game.
Definitely.
As a 2-1 final in extras, but Kate Renshin.
We'll have to give it to her. Again, the Evanston commit, the Northwestern commit, obviously won the game there for the Indians. Crow Companies, they were proud to recognize the superheroes on the softball diamond. Moving on to the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. Who do we think is our Blue Collar Player of the Game?
Well, you got Sam Dunlap with the tying home run. I'd also give a shout out to Paige Leitzert. Although she did get up the game-winning run, came in relief and really did a fantastic job. Struck out the side late in that game. She will be the losing pitcher, but she, I would think, would be up for consideration.
I think Crown Point, again, it was kind of a full team effort, again, to be in this game against, a nationally ranked team, a fantastic team like Lake Central, but Crown Point, as we saw from Dunlap, who we finally figured out hit that home run after some mixed, kind of opinions here in the press box. But nonetheless, Sam Dunlap, the junior outfielder, I think was kind of our leading candidate here for the blue-collar player of the game. A time where it was kind of desperation time for the Crown Point Bulldogs, down to their final 3 outs. She was the leadoff batter, hoping to just get on base and keep the line moving for the Bulldogs, but she roped one off of Maddie Such, who is, even though she's a freshman, a fantastic pitcher in this area. And I think that's blue-collar-esque if you put it. And finally, we have the Brown Union Home Play of the Game presented by the Region Sports Network. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious We kind of just saw it. We talked about, the play of Kate Renshin, but I think it's anytime you have a chance to walk off a game, especially against a team like Crown Point, I think it deserves you an award.
Yeah, that'll give her 2 awards for the day. Lexi Awema did hit the home run to center field, so she would be someone to be in consideration. But again, there's not a ton of offensive highlights, so usually Lake Central side of the scoreboard is littered with filled-in runs. Not today, but Kate Renshin with the game winner.
I think that's all we got for awards here. I did want to mention before we kind of get out of here, the meat of the matter. Again, what was kind of the reason? The meat of the matter is kind of what made this game, how it happened. What kind of, again, how was Lake Central, Dave, I'm asking you here, how was Lake Central kind of able to battle back, obviously, giving up the home run in the 7th inning? What was kind of the meat of the matter, and how did they respond and kind of show that close winnability?
Well, I think battle back is a good term, not necessarily, from a big deficit or anything, but Lake Central pitchers with Leitzer coming in relief of Lexi Smith really kept Lake Central off balance. The off-speed pitches, finding the right spots. Crown Point pitchers all day found the right spots, maybe not the last one to Renshin. So that's a game that Lake Central wanted to be. Nobody wants a close game, and a well-needed close game. Nobody's going to overlook any games, but this is the big favorites to meet in the regional, with Lake Central in Sectional 1, Crown Point in Sectional 2, both big favorites. No gimmies for Crown Point in that sectional. Not some of the teams aren't the powerhouses that they've been in years past, like Chesterton and stuff. But again, one game at a time. I won't say this is a wake-up call for Lake Central because they know how good Crown Point is, but this could be a setup for a third matchup coming up. Again, that would be regional.
Hypothetical, but we'll cross that bridge when I get there. But that is the meat of the matter, courtesy of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. That's all for us here from Lake Central High School. It doesn't get much better than that. A walk-off hit, between 2 absolute rivals here in the Duneland. It was fantastic as they come, and we got to give a shout-out to all the people involved. Of course, our executive producer and the man who called the first probably half of this game, Chris Ramirez, as well as our operations manager, Rich Castillo, our coordinating producer and cameraman here today, Zach Miller, along with our producer, Joey Heinrich. Coaches of today, Angie Richalski and Yvette Tovar. The ADs, Bill DeRula of Crown Point and Chris Enyart of Lake Central. And the viewers on Facebook at Region Sports Nation and YouTube at Region Sports Network, as well as those at IHSAA TV at the Champions Network. And for our broadcast crew, I have Dave Lutz beside me. Thank you, Dave, for everything. I'm your sports director as well as your de facto play-by-play guy, Mike Dewan. But that's all from us here from Lake Central High School at the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.